Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video, guys. In today's Left 4 Dead 2 video, we're once again going to be doing another Left 4 Dead ranking video. And for this Left 4 Dead ranking video, we're going to be ranking all the Left 4 Dead 2 DLC content drops. What do I mean by this? Basically, I'm ranking all the times that Left 4 Dead got a DLC that added in DLC content, such as brand new maps or brand new weapons. We're not going to be ranking individual updates because individual updates would be very hard to rank, because a lot of the updates in Left 4 Dead usually are glitch fixes or ending up being something along those lines. So they're not really worth noting, even though they do happen to be good for the game. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would be bored really fast if I just started ranking patch notes based off of glitch fixes. So we're going to be skipping those and just doing the general content drops. Or in this way, what we're going to be doing for this video is we're going to be ranking all the times that there was the DLC maps and the weapons and any significant update that is worth remembering. So if you guys end up enjoying today's video and you guys want to see more Left 4 Dead ranking videos in the future, please as always show your guys' support by dropping a like, comment, subscribe, and all that beautiful stuff. And if there's any particular ranking video you would like to see in the future, just let me know via the comment section down below. But anyways guys, let's get on with the Left 4 Dead 2 ranking video. Alrighty guys, so coming in at our very first spots, this is going to be the Left 4 Dead 2 Passing DLC content drop. This is the DLC that ended up adding in the Passing map, and alongside with the Passing map, we ended up getting the M60 LMG for the very first time, the Golf Club melee weapon, and the introduction of the Fallen Survivor. We also ended up getting the new jukebox song, Save Me Some Sugar, which was the new Midnight Riders theme song. We also got the Bride Witch model. We got 10 brand new achievements that you can end up getting within the game, which some of them are but are not limited to. Torchbearer, which is just surviving the campaign in general. Mutation Overload, which is playing 6 different mutation game modes. And then Wedding Crasher, which is as they charge you, you grab a survivor and crash them through 8 of the wedding chairs. These updates in Left 4 Dead can end up being good or bad, but I would say that the Passing update was pretty good. It's definitely not the best out of the ones that I'm going to be specifically listing, because like I said, I could have been just ranking all the patches in general, which could have been anywhere from big content drops like this to just simple bug fixes. So even though the Passing is not the best DLC drop in the world, it's still one of the better patches in general. So it has a lot of stuff going for it, and I would say overall it is quite good. You know, the fact that we end up getting one new melee weapon, one new brand new gun, we get the new special zombie type, we get the brand new map itself, which is a huge bonus, and you also even get things like the Sacrifice comics releasing around this time, which drawed a parallel between Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, explaining basically what happened with the Left 4 Dead 1 crew and why they are now inside the Passing DLC. So there was quite a lot of things that they add in here. I really think that this update was pretty solid. They also ended up adding in mutations with this update. They just added in all the brand new mutations modes that you can think of. Well, at least some of them. They didn't add in all of them. This was the very first introduction of them. So at the time, mutations was a brand new concept, and it was really fun because you never got to see these game modes up until this point. In fact, fun fact, if you don't have this DLC on the Xbox, you still can't play the mutations. So there is a reason to get this DLC if you want to play it on Xbox, because it allows you to get the mutations mode, because the mutations is only linked behind this. You can't get it any other way. You can't like buy it separately. The DLC unfortunately never did go free on Xbox. Even after all these years, you still have to pay for it, and it was only free to the PC, which does suck, and that is one downgrade for the fact that it's going to be going down as a kind of a little bit of an unfair situation between PC versus Xbox. But however though, nonetheless, I am still glad this was introduced, and it was still a good update. It was just a different time, and that's why they charge money. They also even did things such as adding in new Xbox 360 avatar awards. I don't know if you guys remember these, but on the Xbox 360, when you made your avatar, you could have like little icons, or you could end up having like little trinkets that you would end up having next to your character that would signify what games you were interested in, and Left 4 Dead had some of these. So one of the things that they added into the game was that they made so that way you could get the Left 4 Dead 2 baseball hat, and you could also get Noam Chomsky. You could just hold a digital Noam Chomsky with your Xbox avatar, which I thought was really cool, and I have used this before. You even as well could get a whole bunch of other things back on the Xbox 360, such as custom profile pictures that were linked to games and stuff like that. So the Xbox 360 had a lot of customization going for it in comparison to the PC. It's just unfortunately that they had to pay for it. So That is the main trade-off, I guess you could say, and you can choose whether or not you like that or not. But overall, I'd say the passing DLC, for the time that it did come out, which was all the way back in, what was it, like 2010, I'm pretty sure, I think it was a pretty good update, and it definitely is still worth getting if you like the Left 4 Dead series. Alrighty guys, so next is going to end up being the Sacrifice DLC update. The Sacrifice ended up releasing on both the original Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, so this was a final hurrah for Left 4 Dead 1, as much as it was just another content drop for Left 4 Dead 2. The Sacrifice is a 3-chapter map that ends up being able to conclude the Left 4 Dead 1 crew's story. It's got the canon death of Bill and basically wraps things up. It also does allow you to once again be able to connect this to the passing map, so now they are connected and then they are linked. Now, keep in mind is that the Sacrifice map actually ended up coming out after the passing, so canonically, it does end up having a little bit of different reveal to you in terms of the story, versus rather just doing it in like just flat out original order, because technically it would make more sense to play this map before the passing. But however though, they just decided to release this after the fact. And when it comes to this DLC update as well, they ended up releasing a pretty decent amount of other content as well alongside just the map itself. So let's talk about those. So in addition to the map itself, they of course add in some specific achievements such as Supreme Sacrifice, which is completing the campaign in general, Kill Bill, which is have Bill sacrifice himself for the team, Barrel Roll, which is kill a special infected with an exploding barrel. But Left 4 Dead 1 also got its own specific achievements that were different than Left 4 Dead 2's, which can be, some but are not limited to, Stomach Upset, which is all survivors complete a campaign without being vomited on, Safety First, play an entire campaign with no survivors taking any friendly fire damage, and Akimbo Assassin, which is completing a campaign only with pistols. So that was pretty cool. They also, which was a big deal at the time, added in a different port or a Left 4 Dead 2 style version of Left 4 Dead 1's No Mercy campaign. Because at the time, Left 4 Dead 2 only had its own unique maps, other than technically the Sacrifice. And when the Sacrifice came out alongside that, they ended up adding in a No Mercy port, which allowed the Left 4 Dead 1 crew to come back in their entirety, and it allowed them to be able to end up being played with all the Left 4 Dead 2 guns, all the Left 4 Dead 2 special infected for the very first time, which was really cool. So the Left 4 Dead 1 maps were not all added in a combo. The No Mercy map at the time was just by itself alongside the Sacrifice. So you got 2 maps initially when Left 4 Dead was still not fully fundamentally done yet, but it was still cool to be able to get this, because for the very first time you could play No Mercy again ever since Left 4 Dead 1, because Left 4 Dead 1 came out in 2008, and then just a year later Left 4 Dead 2 came out. So it made more sense to play Left 4 Dead 2, so after 3 years, you know, you can finally play all the Left 4 Dead 1 maps again, or at least some of them. I will get back to how you can play the other ones later on in the video. The DLC, unfortunately, did once again cost money, so that was a little bit of a drawback, but it was still cool to be able to end up having this map regardless, because it allowed us to be able to kind of get, like, closure on what exactly happened. You also, as well, end up getting new items, such as the explosive barrel being added in, and you also, as well, got in more mutations, such as Tank Mode, which is one of my favorites, Hunting Party, which is, I think, the hunter-only game mode, Lone Gunman, Bleed Out Versus, and Healing Gnome, which was really, really cool. You got also new dialogue for Bill about the special infected from Left 4 Dead 2, and you also got the CETA worker infected and the worker infected in the No Mercy campaign, which was really interesting. They were starting to combine the Left 4 Dead 1 stuff with the Left 4 Dead 2 stuff. And then the Left 4 Dead 1 version of the Sacrifice, they end up adding in the Left 4 Dead 2 heavy machine gun, or the mounted LMG, on the port finale. So they were trying to start, as you can see, once again, blending in Left 4 Dead 1 with 2, so that way they were kind of like the exact same game, rather than being 2 separate entities, which was nice. So overall, with the fact that they added in 2 new maps, well, technically 1 map, which was also a Left 4 Dead 1 map, and then another just flat-out Left 4 Dead 1 map. Then they also ended up adding in the new gun, the mounted LMG, which was also from Left 4 Dead 2, and then they also added in their own specific achievements. And they also added in the 5 mutations modes. I would say overall this update was better than the passing, because it brought back some old fan content, but it was kind of a little bit of a bummer that they ended up adding in only technically ported over stuff. That's the one drawback behind it. But the Sacrifice coming out at the same time as the Left 4 Dead 1 version did, kind of made it feel like it was its own Left 4 Dead 2 map because they released at the exact same time. So depending on which version of Left 4 Dead you were playing, 1 or 2, it could have felt like it was new to either game. So that was fun. So I'd say it's better than the passing DLC, but it could have been slightly better if they would have maybe like added in just a few more things, which later on happens to the other DLCs. Alrighty guys, so now we have got the Coldstream DLC drop. The Coldstream update allowed us to be able to play the Coldstream map, which was a ported over modded map, which was really cool for the time because this modded map was something that we'd never seen before. It was technically a beta, just testing map by a content creator on the PC version of the game, and Valve was like, you know what? This map is cool. Let's make it official. And so they took Coldstream, a beta tested map by a normal just dude just playing the game, making his own content, and they're making it official. This was before the Last Stand update, so this was the very first time we ever saw this, and it was really fun. The idea of adding in a fan-made piece of content into your game, it was a really cool concept at the time, and very rarely happened, at least in my experience. And even though it's not canon, and it's just for funsies, I'm just glad that they did this, because it shows that they really care about their community. And with this DLC, they also added in a couple of other things. Most notably, they added in every other Left 4 Dead 1 map. They added in Death Toll, Dead Air, Blood Harvest, and of course, Crash Course, which was the remaining Left 4 Dead 1 maps that have yet to be within the game. So this allowed us to, at the time, have every single Left 4 Dead map in one game. There was really no worries about playing Left 4 Dead 1 anymore at this point because all that content got ported over. Also as well, you could now play every mutation anytime you wanted. They added in every single one and basically made it completely ease of access, so that was 2 huge gains. Also, as well, they added in one brand new achievement as far as I'm aware, which was just beating the campaign. There was no 360 specific achievements. So even though that was all they ended up adding, it was huge because it basically allowed you to be able to get all the other pieces of content in the Left 4 Dead series. You got all the other remaining maps, you also got all the other mutations, and as well, you got just a brand new fun map. Coldstream is one of my personal favorites. I love that map. I know some people really don't like it at all, but for me, my personal favorite type of map is something that's open, sunny, fun, and kind of naturey. I love the water theme. Water's relaxing and soothing to me, so playing in like a cold stream made a lot of sense to me, and it made a lot of fun for me. So even though some people might not like the map, I think that overall the DLC is fine, and I think that the content that it came with was great. Yes, it does seem contradictory to end up saying that, oh, well, I like this update because it added in all the Left 4 Dead 1 stuff, but just a moment ago I said in the Sacrifice update that I was complaining that it was only just the Left 4 Dead 1 stuff. Yes, you can end up pointing that out, and you are right. It does seem a little bit hypocritical. However, though, I think that this update is the exception to the rule because it added in a lot more than just 1 or 2 things from Left 4 Dead. If you were like, let's say, to end up getting this DLC rather than the Sacrifice DLC, you're getting more of a gain here because I like, honestly, Coldstream personally better. I rank the Sacrifice higher in my previous rankings because I keep the community's opinion in mind, but my just personal favorite maps are different than that, and one of them is Coldstream. I would say it's like one of my top 3. I just enjoy the map. So it's one of my personal favorite maps. You get access to more Left 4 Dead 1 maps than you would in the Sacrifice. Instead of getting the Sacrifice and No Mercy, you get just all the other remaining Left 4 Dead maps. So you get more bang for your buck. And getting all the mutations modes, that's a lot better in my eyes than just getting a couple things here and there from Left 4 Dead 1. You're basically getting the game's diffused at this point. So far, we've gone over the Passing DLC, the Sacrifice DLC, and the Coldstream DLC. And now we've got one more left. Alrighty guys, coming in at our number 1 spot, this is of course going to end up being the Last Stand update. The Last Stand update was huge and it did so many good things for the community. Most notably, it kind of brought it back from the dead. Because even though, yes, Left 4 Dead is a still really popular game and is consistently played a lot on Steam, it did bring back a lot more people with this update than it would have otherwise not being in the game. Because the Last Stand update was the first update to Left 4 Dead ever since Coldstream, which before this came out was 8 years ago. That was a long time, almost a decade. And it was really fun, for me particularly, because this update brought so much good fortune to me. But however though, excluding my own personal gains, let's just talk about the DLC here for a second. So this is based off of a Left 4 Dead 1 survival map. So it made it so that way you can end up having kind of like content that was enhanced. You got to have some sense of familiarity, but also a sense of newness, because the Last Stand update basically made the content expand in terms of what it was known for, and also just add in just a whole bunch of cool fun secrets and stuff that you could explore and check out. There was a whole bunch of new Easter eggs that they add in. There was even some new content just altogether. They added in things such as the Golden Crowbar melee weapon. They added 30 new achievements, so that way you could grind and be able to end up having a challenge for yourself in case you wanted to end up playing the game and have it last. You could also, as well, in addition to that, be able to end up seeing all the Left 4 Dead crew's scrapped voice lines. This is huge because it's very big for the story and also for the canon of the story, because all of it is canon. These are old voice lines. They're not redone, and they're not mishmashed from fans. They are completely original, and it allows us to be able to figure out more about our characters, so we get more storyline info for the first time in 8 years, which is also huge. We got several brand new survival maps, and survival for me is my second favorite game mode, so that was big for me because it allowed me to be able to do some more other stuff. We also ended up getting 2 other melee weapons that were separate from the Golden Crowbar. We ended up getting the Pitchfork, and we also ended up getting the Shovel. Also, as well, we ended up getting a brand new game mode, just flat out altogether. We got a combo of Versus and Survival with Versus Survival. Now, even though this game mode is unpopular and it's not nearly as played as much as it was back when the game mode was first revealed, I still like it because it combines two of my personal favorite game modes, and occasionally I still like to hop in there. You also, of course, have the Last Stand update for the map itself, and the map, even though it is only 2 chapters, I think it's very fun and is very unique. It adds in a lot of familiar stuff, and it feels really good despite just being a very short campaign. It's the only other campaign other than Crash Course that's 2 chapters. And I was worried about hearing that, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels at least like 3 because of how you go about the map. There's so many unique stopping points, and depending on the difficulty you're playing as, it can feel like it goes on for a while. And it's really fun. It really, really is a lot of fun. Also, and one of the best things about this update that I really love, other than the scrapped voice lines, other than the brand new game mode versus survival, I also love the fact that they add in the CSGO scrapped guns. For those of you guys that don't know what that is, that's basically all the CSGO ports or CSGO guns that were in the files that you could only originally get by putting them in yourself. So in Left 4 Dead's coding, there is a whole bunch of CSGO guns that you can end up spawning in, and they originally were locked. You could not get them, they were just not in the game, and you could only put them in via mods. Now they're just in the game. So you got, of course, the brand new assault rifle, the 2 new sniper rifles, you have the MP5 SMG, you also end up having a brand new set of melee weapons like I mentioned before. You had so many great guns that you can just now use within the game, and it's fun. It's really, really fun to be able to have that. They even did like little tiny differences, such as the safe room door looking different for the very first time. That was really cool. The tank got custom finale music that was specific to this map, which was also a lot of fun. I think that this update did a lot of good for the community, and it really made Left 4 Dead feel brand new again. And they didn't ruin the game by doing this either. Keep in mind that Left 4 Dead, once again, hadn't get an update in 8 years. The last one being 2012 with Coldstream. They could have very easily made this update terrible. They could have, A, made so that way you had to end up being charged for the map. They could have made so that way they add in something stupid such as changing the game too much where it doesn't feel like Left 4 Dead, but they didn't. They only enhanced upon it. And they didn't add in like mumbo-jumbo pointless garbage that made it feel like filler. It just felt like another good old DLC like back in the day, and that was what we were all looking for and what the game really needed. So even if this is truly the last update that Left 4 Dead's ever going to end up getting, before there hopefully will end up being one day Left 4 Dead 3, I still think that this was one of the best ways they could wrap up the series with this final update and go out with a bang. Of course, there will always be custom content being made by fans, but this is going to be the last official update that's supported and published via Valve. I think this was one of the best ways they could have done so. I hope that we do get one more update one day, or just get Left 4 Dead 3 at this point. But this update was freaking fantastic, and I am so glad that not only was I able to be here and capture all these epic moments, but that you guys were able to join with me. Because of the Last Stand update, my channel has blown up for the foreseeable good, and I am very much looking forward to having much more content coming out on this update, or just Left 4 Dead 2 in general with you guys in the foreseeable future. And I just want to say thanks for that. It's meant a lot to me over the last year and a half. So yeah, guys, that is going to be it here for today's DLC ranking video. I do hope you guys end up enjoying, and if you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, and all that beautiful stuff. And guys, as we are wrapping up the video, I just want to say this, is that the ranking series may or may not be coming to a close soon. The reason why I say this is because we have ranked so many things ever since we started making Left 4 Dead content on the channel again. We have ranked pretty much everything, and so there is only a select handful of things left. So if you guys want to see the series continue, I will need your help. Please end up giving me suggestions on some stuff that I can rank for you. There's no guarantees that I will end up making a video on every suggestion. However, though, I will read them all, and I will definitely consider them all, because I only have roughly at the moment about a little under 10 ideas left. So if you guys want to see it continue, by all means, I would love to see your guys' suggestions down below in the comments. And by the way, guys, before we wrap things up, if you want to financially support the channel, I would definitely appreciate if you guys could go check out my Patreon. It's always linked down below in my YouTube video descriptions. Or you guys can use supporter creator code BlackNinja797 in all caps in the Fortnite Epic Games item shops, because Epic is my very first sponsor, and they are sponsoring today's video. It's also just very much appreciated in general, too, as well. And yeah, guys, I hope you end up enjoying another YouTube video for the most unique YouTuber you guys are ever going to see. Thank you for watching, guys, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords, Jesus here, and you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too, and give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!